But, you know, definitely an ample replacement for the time being. Let's go, though, into the pistol round. HellRaisers starting things off on the CT side. Their pick here on Dust2. It's our second Dust game of the day. We have a bit of utility on Fallen and a fast lower play for Stewie. Angel's actually peeked out into middle. Nuki's been decimated on short. And MIBR already off to a good start.
Angel looks to get into the foray towards bottom mid, but doesn't want to gamble overly on that position. Obviously, it's a nice position for him to maybe get one kill back, equalize in a 4v4, but it's not worth losing the round over. So he'll reposition towards long instead. And by keeping his eyes up towards long doors, he spots no presence here. That's going to give a little extra comfort to Bondic, who is inside this bomb site, waiting for them to wrap around the cat corner. But MIBR have decided to head elsewhere. They'll double back towards the B site, where Issa and Dead Fox look to hold.
Yeah, with this split through middle as well, that makes matters worse for HellRaisers. They're about to be crunched. Issa's focused on the door, but the push is coming through the tunnel. It's a nice position. Does catch one. Dead Fox with the other. They're going to hear this mid-split now, and they're going to be able to peek out. Issa even finds a third. He's doing so much work here with the USP. It's just Cold Zero left up. The 1v4 does find Issa, but that might be it.
Yes, it is. Crisp headshots off of the USPs here towards the B site. Really good lockdown between Dead Fox and Issa. I mean, 3 and 2 kills respectively. So that being the full house on the B site. Despite MIBR finding a man advantage early on, they cannot move past that. And so the result, HellRaisers with what will be a rather straightforward second round, assuming they get past Tarek, because this man has a scout.
Yeah, surprised to see Tarek on that rather than the typical Orpus for the team. I mean, we have so much skill on this roster. You know, Cold Zero, Fallen, Stewie, all these players able to scope quite well. So, interesting choice, but let's see what happens with it. Do you have pistols on the rest of the team? MIBR focused outside of long for the time being. Look at HellRaisers' very passive setup. They've got Angel up on short. Bondic's going to be holding back from the top of the site, and he does get tagged up early on. Flip through the box, so he doesn't lose too much health and can retreat back to the safety of the site. But HellRaisers might need a slight rotation here, another man to try and defend this A site, because MIBR, with a lot of utility, are about to hit.
So it makes sense to call Angel back from Catwalk. Still, the middle players don't want to move over. And this makes sense. Both Nuki and Issa can guard from Cat. This does put it on Bondic and Angel, but they are favored with their guns. They've got the utility to set things up as well. You can see Angel already with the pop flash primed. And as the smoke goes down, as does the response volley of utility, it's very good in the sense that there is damage aplenty for all. But the kills start to come in for MIBR instead. That's Stewie 2K with a P250 that pushes the CTs back. And look at the health. Look at the health of these terrorists. Everybody's low.
Yeah, this retake's so doable now, but Fur's going to find another shot killing Issa. This makes now matters complicated as HellRaisers have to fight back against a two-man disadvantage. And headshot angles can be employed on the A side of this map, but Dead Fox is quick on the first. Stewie dead, trade in from Fur. The jumping shot from Nuki as he wields the MP9. He won't be able to find a thing. It's Fur with 3 kills, Stewie with a double, and MIBR back on the board.
I mean, that's what happens when you let a guy like Stu get up close with a P250. HellRaisers had no way to really contain that long control, and most notably with SMGs, the job gets all the more difficult. So they decide to sit back and try to play in response, and while the frag grenade did deal damage from Angel, and his UMP was able to pick up 1, it was Bondic and Angel dying instantaneously to that Stewie P250 that really turned the tide. And despite all these deagles being bought up by HellRaisers, they try to make contact on long A, and the flashes convince them back already. It's the same duo over here. But we'll see if they can get a better result despite having an even weaker buy.
You wouldn't expect that, especially with no armor. Going to be relying on some big deagle shots to be connecting here for HellRaisers, and MIBR playing no games. They're holding a very passive default. Look at the spread across this map. They've got control towards every portion of it, allowing HellRaisers to really take no map control at all. Already starting off with some damage. Angel's going to be tagged in short. So he's got to retreat back to the safety of the site as MIBR congregate down on long with all 5 players. Even Fur coming in late to help them out. And again, Angel repositioning. He's already so low. He's not going to be too much of a defense alone on this A bomb site. He's going to need the help of at least Bondic to move back in from short. And as nades start to go in, MIBR start to make it a bit more clear that they are taking A.
Yeah, this is very much last round all over again, except Angel's got first point of contact and Bondik's further away. Deagle's good for a little bit of damage, but by the time Bondik comes back, the A site already belongs to MIBR. They have this one very easily. It did fall onto Angel, and it was a massive task to ask for anything really more than damage. Sure enough, that's all they get. So 5 guys alive for MIBR here, looking to keep everybody up and standing. Would translate nicely into the next round, because even then, HellRaisers should still be broke. Oh my goodness.
DevFox has been hitting some sick shots so far this game. I mean, we're only 3 rounds in, but nice couple of taps in the pistol round, 2 digs up on short. It's been playing well, and not really the player on this roster that you expect to be the star fragger, right? You've got the likes of Issa, you've got, I mean, even Angel, who's actually been really good at fragging while also calling, and I would say Woxic, but obviously not here today. So maybe with Woxic gone, there's some room for DevFox to step up. At least it needs to happen, because MIBR are now back in the lead, 2-1. The money for HellRaisers is quite weak as well, so we're going to have to see another eco.
Little do they have to work with. We've got a smoke frag for Nuki. Smoke was for the cross, so that they don't know how many players went B, when in reality it is only Issa. Then he's going to try to soften them up towards long doors, and sure enough, nobody's there. So no utility damage off of his $300 investment.
Ooh, Tarek, got to be careful. Bondik does take him down there, so a 1-for-1 trade with pistols is going to be very good for HellRaisers. The thing is, it's so hard to keep that up, especially when you don't have armor behind this AK. However, it's still a gun upgrade nonetheless, so Bondik might be able to find some frags with this. And MIBR still focused inside a middle for the time being. And Angel, he's about to be meeting coldzera. Close position with the Deagle as Sui also probes down towards B. It's looking like a late round mid to B split coming through for MIBR. At least that's the aim. This is forced back by the Molotov. And actually, they even take some cat control right now. So MIBR have a lot of options open, considering HellRaisers have given up short and are both sat in towards the pit. So well, MIBR choose to execute. Still looking like this B play for now.
Yeah, most certainly with Fallen having picked up Bomb, the Molotov, and Smoke over towards the CT spawn, and what is now a fantastic entry frag for them to get this moving forward. It is Issa on the site alone, not meant to be for this world, and it doesn't even take that player from tunnels to get the job done. Just 3 guys out mid, straight through the very under-equipped defense. So sure enough, that 1 kill to Tarek towards long is the only thing that HellRaisers get going for them, and a free AK with a Molotov to boot. That's a little icing on top. I'll take free stuff.
Yeah, DevFox is just defending Bondik right now. He's taking the attention away. If anyone comes in through the long doors, they will fight DevFox, and then Bondik can peek up playing the headshot angle, so negating the lack of armor here. But for now, MIBR, it probably worked out what these guys are saving. They don't want to hunt too heavily. They know there's a gun, at least in the hands of HellRaisers, and all that's going to do is bolster the buy coming up a little bit more. I mean, Bondik has some extra money to play with. Although we are going to be probably seeing the Orb come out into this round. I'd like to see Nuki on that. Of course, he has been brought in to replace Woxic for this event. And he'll go straight to the AWP, dropped over by DevFox. So 4-buy coming out from HellRaisers. Time for them to start off this map a little bit later into it. Obviously, they took the pistol.
A little long contact for HellRaisers. That's how they want to start their gun rounds. Remember, this is where Tarek fell just 1 round previous. Nuki's able to connect the op shot as this does push towards B. Issa's down. Poor DevFox is going to be pinned in, but he manages to weather the storm, and he could even get himself another because coldzera has revealed himself by firing through smoke. But keep your eyes on Fallen. He's gunning up towards the ramp, and he doubles back towards Angel just in time to watch the walkout. Cannot stop it, but Tarek and coldzera might be able to still win this round. It is headshots aplenty. Kills are theirs, but Bondik is an incredible clutcher.
Problem is, he's isolated in between 2 players. Tarek may have even heard him, but no, he's watching the wrong way. He has no idea. Bondik will have the element of surprise, but does he check deep into the CT spawn? That's the question. Timing might get the better of him. Tarek peeks out. Bondik sees him. They both have the info, but now coldzera can come in to help. And they chips away, down to 27 on Tarek, and Bondik, mollied off, at least for now, peeks out wide to try and force his kill, but Tarek's too fast. MIBR 4-1 now. It looked like a close attempt for Bondic, but close is not enough.
Yeah, no, very good job there by Tarek to just serve as a distraction. And I would say nice attempt by Bondic to smoke off the B site. It's really difficult to try and get that crossfire dealt with. Had he had a Molotov as opposed to a frag grenade, then Tarek's forced into the open. Bondic can isolate duels and possibly win that round. But very well played by MIBR. They stay composed after, of course, they crack that B site open. If it wasn't for Cold and Tarek, then the kills just weren't there. But, I mean, that's what happens when you have a lineup like MIBR. Very frag heavy. These guys are incredible players. That is 5 major champions all on the same team.
Nuki caught in the middle. Consider's going to open up, and Angel will drop on short as well. So MIBR making quick work of these pistols, it seems. Even Issa will join the party. It's a party of death right now. No one's finding any kills apart from Dead Fox that will eventually find first blood in the lower tunnel. Traded by a nade. Bondic even spotted in the spawn. He should not have this kill. He should be dead to rights, but Fallen's taking his time with the shot. Oh dear. That's not meant to happen.
Again, he could even go one further, but no, Fur's just too hot on his heels, was already over towards the A site thanks to his initial cap presence, so it's a fast flank and a pretty quick surprise. Poor Bondic dies and therefore offers his op to Nuki. Gonna have that AWP play in fruition yet again. Nuki did pick up an op shot in a previous gun round, solidifying a 5v4. It was there. It was his only kill thus far, as again, he is the stand-in from Imperial. Possibly expected to struggle as he attempts to slot into this system on very short notice.
That being said, it's also a chance for him to go off and show what he can really do here. Easier said than done, but if he can have a strong performance into this game, it certainly would showcase the level of skill that he has and make him maybe an option for more stand-ins or for more events as a stand-in. Of course, HellRaisers constantly have roster issues with Woxic, so it's always nice to see if Nuki can impress us here. However, for now, he's tagged up in middle. That's where MIBR sit heavily. And working up towards Cat with the bomb as well. We only have 2 players on this A site. HellRaisers have been focusing a lot on B, which hasn't really been a continued target for MIBR. It's been short where they've been consistently pushing up as well. But nice start from Bondic. He's dropped 2e2k. This is going to be smoked out in the middle as well. And even Angel's tagged up on the site. But these kills are working out wonderfully for the CT side. HellRaisers with a 2-man advantage and even further damage.
Yeah, map control too they're taking with Dead Fox pushing up into the tunnels, so they are clamping and clasping down on MIBR. Not that the job's getting any harder, because slowly but surely, one by one, these terrorists have fallen. First, still somehow alive, despite being the first player to take damage here for the T's. And again, single point of health is all that's the difference. So Tarek will take the lead, trying to step forward and catch an entry frag. Nuki on the position has this one dead to rights. Bombs just chucked out into the open, so things go from bad to worse for Fur. He will be the final frag, and that is 5 alive for HellRaisers, which is fantastic, seeing as they have only gotten a second round now. They have to do so in convincing fashion.
It's not going to be easy when MIBR still have money in the coffers. Bit of a pause called out with this T side. Going to Yango for a little bit of advice, a bit of analysis. He's done a fair bit of that in the past, so I'm sure that'll be fine. HellRaisers, on the other hand, just starting to build up the money with having the previous round and all 5 players surviving in it. MIBR not going to have any problem with throwing together a 4x. Tarek may struggle, but he can always be dropped over a gun, so not going to be the biggest of problems here as we get back into this one. 7 rounds deep, and HellRaisers cannot afford to be reset here.
No, most certainly not, because again, if you give an opportunity like that to a team like MIBR, knowing what their skill ceiling can truly be, and knowing that they have been on strong recent form, you could be doomed. But it's a fast flashbang clash towards Pit, which does net Bondic. Death. Fur has managed to throw himself into the pit. There's another one, because why the hell not stop after 2? B-site players save? You want to call that now?
Yeah, looking likely. Maybe they get aggressive, but I mean, Cold Zero is still even here. MIBR have every box checked. They're not playing any risks in this round. Will Cold Zero eventually get impatient? Or will Dead Fox, in fact? No need for him to push up into tunnel, especially if they're going for the save. But MIBR, they are really taking their time on long, grouped up still. Finally going to make that cross to the site with the smoke covering their CT spawn. And the bomb going down, that will be the round secured with that. I imagine... Yeah, go ahead.
If you want a scary stat, Hugo, take a quick look at your enemies flashed. It is 35 flashed enemies for MIBR to 13 for HellRaisers.
Wow. In
and I mean,
7-8 rounds.
Yeah, with the gun control and the economy advantage, obviously we've got buys trickling in for MIBR, but just goes to show they're really making the most of these situations. This is 8 rounds, 35 enemies flashed.
35 enemies. I don't know how that stat works. If they get flashed more than once, I assume that counts. But that means if everyone had been flashed once, that's every round everyone has been flashed. Wow, I put that terribly. But don't worry. We'll either way, that's pretty sick stats from MIBR. Strong start to this map, as you can see. I don't know how it is to survive there, I will say. Holding onto his gun and his life, and that's going to be a big factor considering HellRaisers can only just afford to buy up, so they need every weapon they can get. MIBR on the end chasing things down, at least getting some kills, but losing a couple of players as well. They didn't necessarily need to. So luckily it won't be a huge problem as the buy can come through, but it means HellRaisers at least can find this reset. Unfortunately, the start of the round hasn't treated them too kindly. Dead Fox has been hit down to 20, and he's not going to be feeling too happy about that.
The creep and crawl from Fur and Cold down through tunnels. Not going to find any contact unless they actually walk out into the middle. Issa is boosted up on the boxes. Angel's moving back closer to the A site. It's been a 3-player initial setup towards A quite frequently, Hugo.
Yeah, they are still very split, though. I mean, it's not like they're playing trade games. You look how deep Bondic is in the pit in comparison to Angel on the site. He can't exactly assist his teammate there, apart from maybe a flashbang that he doesn't even own. So, HellRaisers relying a lot on having to win their duels here, which versus MIBR certainly isn't an easy way of playing. MIBR, very slow approach to this round as well. They're still sat in middle, not rushing into anything just yet. Nukia holds down the cross with Issa playing on top of the box in the CT spawn. And now MIBR are about to walk out into middle, but surely they're going to smoke this off, negating these 2 CT players.
Ooh, Molly at the feet of Issa might spread. That could spell disaster, but no, he's been afforded a little wiggle room, and he makes the absolute most of it. It's a massacre on the ramp, and that's going to be one prong of the assault completely shut down. There's a player here to try and trade in the form of Cold Zera, and he's sure enough got himself the first. It is still contained long enough for bomb to not be planted, giving HellRaisers the round in the end. But man, did we ever get down to the wire there, Hugo. If it's not for Issa's positioning, then I'm looking at a B site crumbled beneath the feet of MIBR. Luckily for HellRaisers, he is there to shut it down.
Yeah, and that's a big round to win as well, right? We're going to see MIBR buy it after that because they do have a bit of money left on Cold and 2 saved players after time. But HellRaisers essentially finding the reset to the economy of MIBR after they chased in that previous round, right? Remember all those players they lost hunting Dead Fox and Issa on B. It's now going to come back to haunt them. So, spreading the money thinly across this T side. And HellRaisers still with enough cash to buy up. So, pause running out. MIBR making use of a lot of them. As you kind of would hope, right? You want them to, you know, you've picked up Yanko. You want to at least get his knowledge. You want to make use of it. So important to see them call out all their pauses, especially at such a pivotal time where HellRaisers could start to find their footing and pull this game back.
Two players on pistols could be the liability for MIBR, but right now they're not looking for these first initial gun duels. In fact, it's a little bit easier for Bondic this time around towards long A. His job has been simplified as of late, from the first gun duels and the consistency in Tarek's peaks to what now has been a more reserved setup from the T side. It's going to be Stewie looking to duel. We'll see if Bondic can go toe-to-toe.
Again, these awfully slow setups from MIBR. Suddenly not looking so bad. Fallen's already picked up Nuki with a pre-fire down on short, and that is not a good start for HellRaisers. They're even going to get bursted on long. Bondit caught moving out from the pit. Going to retreat back to the A bomb site. Well timed from MIBR to find their second kill of the round. And hey, they may have been reset in the previous, but that's looking like it's not harming them at all. They've got guns out for the taking for them to pick up, and even though HellRaisers push up into the tunnel to try and take some map control, MIBR are about to solidify their place on this A bomb site.
Ooh, Fallen with a very good headshot punishes that curiosity from Dead Fox. Now Angel, he's not going to find any angle unless they present themselves walking up ramp, and even when he gets the chance, he misses the shot. Step 1 good, step 2 not so much. What does this leave them with? Not much at all. Issa's been picked up by Fallen, who continues to float towards lower doors. Angel's being drawn into this trap whereby he has not gone for the escape, and by the time he tries to run, they are all ready to chase. 4 guys alive for MIBR, very crucial round, and the Force Wars continue. This is 5 in a row now, where no team has won consecutive rounds.
But still MIBR with a pretty stunning lead right now, and I only think that's going to continue, Connor. Look at the money of HellRaisers. This is lackluster, to say the very least. MIBR's opportunity to find number 8. And I don't think that we're going to see too much here from HellRaisers. They do double boost up on short to try and get some early control, but considering how slow these defaults have been from MIBR, I don't think they're going to bound round the corner and run into these close-range CTs anytime soon.
Flash prepared for Bondic. That's going to pop just above the catwalk. Maybe gives Nuki more of a chance, but remember what's on the other side. Unfortunately for him, Fur armed to the teeth. And then just anticipating some kind of a walk up. I like this. It's very patient. I mean, it gives a bit of a scary advantage to the pistol to play up close. However, he has so much support just nearby. I wonder at what point he walks around this corner, if ever.
Oh, here it comes. Flash going over. Potentially. It's a spots the edge of him. Soon's going to smoke over the top, and somehow a USP kill comes through. That's not too bad from Nuki, considering it's traded. Angel going to get caught getting aggressive down on long, and that only opens up the A site more for the taking. Hold attempting to catch the B wrap as well. Now just these short players left up. They find 1 apiece, but that's the bomb, Connor. And there's only 2 players left up on MIBR. Issa could even grab a gun and make this round winnable.
Well, he's grabbed the gun. That's a start. He's spotted another player, and Tarek just crab walking to his death. This puts it onto coldzera. Issa, this would be incredible. He could just decide to run, but no, he sticks around to fight, and coldzera dukes it out with a headshot to close another round. MIBR established 2 in a row. They smash the cache of HellRaisers, but luckily for the CT side, there's still enough to whereby if they buy light here, they're going to get a full gun round in the follow-up. It's pistols and a few tidbits of utility for them to try and flex in the 12th of this CT side.
Seems that HellRaisers are on pistols more than they're on rifles right now. MIBR. Again, this slow setup. No charging into the B site. This is something we kind of saw at Zotac as well. They just never really put any pressure on B. They never even went for the mid to B splits, to be honest. We've seen 1 so far this map, and that was shut down from Issa, so that's probably going to condition them to be against the idea, and back towards short seems to be the play to make for MIBR. coldzera holds the tunnel push once again, and now the T's begin to assimilate up on that A bomb site. There's 1 player in CT. He's already been spotted. That's the A site completely open for business. Only 2 men down on long for HellRaisers, and even these mid players beginning to rotate are going to be easy lambs to the slaughter for coldzera. Surely no way for HellRaisers to win or get anything from this round.
Now things really get scary because you think about, the closest rounds that we saw definitely came in between the 6th to the 10th, and that being the back and forth kind of, economy controlled type situations, which are no longer going to be present with MIBR fighting like this. It's a buy up for HellRaisers in the very next round, and the cash is still fantastic for MIBR. So let's buy all the way to the end here. I have to say props to Tarek. He has now hit 20 enemies flashed.
Wow.
And he also leads his team in utility damage at 102, whereby Fur has 50, Stewie 29, Cold and Fallen with none.
That's not a bad start to the map. Tarek not known for his utility usage exactly, but hey, maybe a new role on the team at least. And look at this pace now from MIBR. This is the style I've been waiting to see. A fast, long control round. They just burst on out, and Tarek's already up towards the CT spawn. Going in first, it seems. Do have 3 players rotating here from HellRaisers past Nuki in the spawn, but DevFox has been caught getting aggressive on B. Again, Cold Zero been holding this lurk position. He's been catching so many rotational kills. Now HellRaisers, because there's no player spotted back on long, have to send a player back into the B site, which only opens up A far more for MIBR, but they'll give it up for now. Leave Stewie in the pit, rotate that bomb through the spawn, and maybe go for a B play after.
It's a good thing that they get here with a minute on the clock. They have to continue to clear these tunnels. Could have had players slip in from lower or upper at any point, although they did of course get Dead Fox. So you know that there was somebody in there. You're assuming you've probably dealt with him, and that would be right. Nuki prepared to collateral a couple kills, but he jumps the gun with the shot, and the Molotov sails over the shoulder. So while he does have support in the bomb site with Issa, Nuki's still burning alive. Fallen takes him down, and it's his teammate that's put up the heavy hits. Issa with 3. He has done everything thus far this round, and he's going to have to continue with said success. Fallen's on the other side, dinked up. Look at Issa go.
Damn. It's usually that Issa walks it combo down on the B side, but not today. Issa is locking it down with 18 frags, top of the server, despite only having 4 rounds here for HellRaisers. Missing his partner in crime, clearly. MIBR even going to call in another pause. And I like that as well. We've already seen how back and forth these force buy wars have been, and these resets not being consistent. But now, MIBR want to play no games. They lose 1 round after a streak. They now call in a pause, make sure they know what they're doing for this round, and they can find their 10th. Not only will that set them up for an 11th, but it'll push HellRaisers to eco. So, MIBR playing it safe. I think Fallen's tempted to go for a glass cannon.
Ooh, yeah, that would explain the hesitations. And
there we go.
Enough, he's got it. Let's keep our eyes on him this round, as he will be a liability. And he's going to try to hold down mid. Oh, right. So worth. And you take down the absolute heaviest hitter as well. You know, he didn't win a duel versus Nuki. No, you're dropping the guy with 18 frags, the single-handed line of defense. But Bondic attempts to step up instead. And down he goes to follow suit, Fallen with another kill. It is only the stand-in left over.
I don't think he'll be standing too much longer, because MIBR, they are all over the map. We've even got Fallen down in that B site to try and cut off the rotate, although Nuki's moving in through the tunnel, so timing is a little unfortunate there. Stewie moving in from short as well. Nuki just avoids him, but goes back in for the fight. Stewie not watching lower tunnels right there. Nuki moving back, and yeah, he's just staying there far too long. Stewie's going to be able to find him at the end of the day. And 10-4 for MIBR. That's the reset. And now this is the last round of the half, when HellRaisers have no money. But first, a tech pause.
Let's draw it out a little longer. You know, give him a bit more of a chance.
Connor,
yes.
Update from the mainstream. 7-3 to Optic against Fnatic right now. Obviously, we had question marks about the Optic roster after their complete just destruction at Zotac, where they got wrecked by Ghost and eliminated in the quarterfinals. But hey, clearly starting things off well today.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure where I'd place my chips on that group, to be honest with you. I would say following Zotac, I took a lot of the weight away from Optic. I figured Fnatic would be a breeze to potentially get second in that group. Who are they with there again?
What, in the group?
Yeah.
It is
Optic, Heroic, and Fnatic.
That's it. Not an easy group.
So I mean, that second spot is definitely in question. I would say FaZe clear favorites. Same as how Mouse Sports are the favorites in this group. Remember, the remainder of this would be MIBR, HellRaisers, Gambit. So I feel like Group C and Group D actually have some good question marks surrounding that second exiting team. What's the map, Hugo?
Let me have a look.
Take a gander.
Train.
Mm.
Let me see who's on what side. Optic on the T side, 9-3 up.
Yeah, that's one hell of a start. That's looking like a good game.
Well, of course, though, Config and Yugi are both going off right now, so that makes a lot of sense. That explains it.
That's something that we actually missed at Zotac. I mean, Config was near non-existent. So if he's going to have a 180 in terms of performance, then I feel like the team will as well. But alas, when we get back to MIBR versus HellRaisers, I'm looking at the scoreboard and feeling like of all the performances here, individually speaking, that's a little jarring for me. It's seeing Angel with only 3 kills.
Yeah, I'm a little worried in this event for HellRaisers just off the back of like having a stand-in. I feel like that completely uproots the team, especially when it's your best player.
Yeah.
I
mean, Woxic is the highest rated teenager on LAN versus top 50 teams.
Wow.
Hands down, highest rated player. So, teenager, that is.
That's ridiculous that he's even a teenager as well.
Yeah, just turned 18, I believe, recently.
Thought he was 19. I'll believe you.
Oh, wait, yeah, sorry. I'm thinking 18 is your last year of teenagehood, but no, 19 comes after.
Yeah.
I was just thinking adult.
Well done. You're an old man.
Yeah, we're not all whippersnappers like we used to be, Hugo Byron.
Apparently the monitor is being swapped for one of the MIBR players. I think Fur. His monitor has turned off. And he's still I think top fragging or one of the top fraggers. So hey, top fragging with no monitor is certainly not too bad. Bonding just said in chat, you're leading anyway, let's just play.
Yeah, get the half done, take your pause then.
I mean, it's full USP, so MIBR could probably 4v5 this round. Well,
there is really a big shame that the visa issues holds Woxic back, because not only is he very clearly a very talented player, but I think that his ability to duo with Issa makes it even all the better. Like they're self-proclaimed brothers in arms. They just have a really cool synergy that's really fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't think Issa would even be as good on another team. I think they're just so good together, especially under Angel's leadership as well.
Exactly. Who
Who was it that said that Angel is the best IGL they've ever played with? I'm pretty sure it was someone from this team. So
I don't know.
I might be misquoting there, but yeah, it's really nice to see them have so much success. It's just a shame that.
Yeah, I mean, because not only do you have to bring in Nuki, but I feel like having a stand-in all of a sudden kind of, puts more pressure on Angel in terms of a leader, because it's not going to be as natural. It's not going to be as cohesive when you're trying to slot in a man with a very important role. The AWP is not something to take lightly, especially once Fallen, who is having a good game at 11-7 right now, is kind of on the other side, plucking your hard carry through middle doors. Like Issa, the only man to be able to stop pushes with multi-frags, and he gets plucked in the opening 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised by the outcome of this game. Apparently, Fur is rejoining the server now, and he should be back in just a moment, so we will be continuing, guys. Do not go anywhere. Unless you're going to the mainstream, of course. That's also an option.
How was your travels home from Hong Kong, Hugo?
They were okay. It was a bit of a long day. Yeah, not too eventful. Parla was gloating the entire day because he was in premium economy and I was only in economy. So,
but you were on the same flight.
Yeah, we're on the same flight. Not too happy.
He just ditched you?
Yeah, he just went to premium economy. They told me it would cost me 20,000 Hong Kong dollars to upgrade. I was like, I'm okay. That's
I don't know how much that is, but I'm not going to pay it.
that's about 3,500 Canadian.
Yeah, I'll pass.
That was probably more than my flight. We had spaghetti for breakfast, which was nice at 7 in the morning. That was pretty great.
I had 11 and a half hours from Hong Kong to Vancouver, and I slept for like 9.5 hours of it.
Wow.
So my travel home was nice and smooth.
How did you even do that?
I'm telling you right now, shout out to Anders. The Bose Quiet Comfort QC25s got me through it. I wrapped myself in the blanket like a cocoon, spent the first 2 hours drinking complimentary alcohol, and then slept for 9 hours straight.
Were you on that premium economy grind?
Yeah, I was.
There we go. That explains. I feel like if I get that, I can sleep.
Oh yeah, reclining chair, legs are up, legs are rock and roll.
Can't do it when I'm too cramped. I'm too tall for economy. Either way, we're back in 10-4 here. MIBR looking to finish off this half with a strong 11th round, and with HellRaisers only on pistols, I don't doubt that to be a fairly easy job. Stewie pressured in lower, not for long. He's going to get rid of Angel quite easily, and even Yuki walking back in. Stewie, he does get a 2k after all. He's not done with that though. Oh my god, Stewie, that's just filthy. And that's an 11th round.
Yeah, we could have just skipped the 15th round, I think.
Yeah, why did we even play
Stewie is making up for lost time, folks. That was one hell of a 4K in the 15th round of MIBR's T side. Not once did HellRaisers win 2 rounds consecutive. Again, we had that back and forth notion between the 5th and 10th round, but other than that, it was very much made in Brazil.
Yeah, I'm not expecting HellRaisers to get out of this group with this problem. It's a shame to not see Yuki be able to start things off strong as well. I was hoping he would come out the gates hitting his shots with the AWP, but as you mentioned, Connor, I mean, 1 round apiece every time for HellRaisers, no concurrent rounds, no consecutive rounds, sorry. So that AWP already was a pretty difficult gun to even get out, economical way. So yeah, certainly not what you would have hoped if you are HellRaisers and or Yuki. And of course, against one of the best teams in the world, at least historically, right? And
yeah,
in terms of roster, in terms of individual performance, one of the best teams in the world.
In terms of ceiling.
It's not an easy game to fight against in your opening matchup.
Well, we'll see if swapping sides will help out HellRaisers. They're going to come in with the double smoke flash, 3 sets of Kevlar, and MIBR already with a fast cat setup that will throw coldzera and Tarek into the meat grinder. That could be Glocks inbound and an instant gush. They're trying to take down Cold, but he's just going to pop a couple noggins.
Oh, no.
Bonding taken, and Nuki to follow suit. Poor guy, never had a chance. They continue on, and coldzera gives... No, I'm not... Wow.
Okay, an ace. That was such a nice bait setup from MIBR on short. We had Cold initially peek because he had the spawn. He gets spotted. He falls back to the corner, and Tarek plays to his right. So when HellRaisers walk round, they are focusing on Tarek, thinking that's the player that early peeked them, but wasn't. So coldzera is just able to line them up, knock them down, and get MIBR a 12th round with an ace. So yeah, this is looking like a decimation in the second half, Connor. Maybe HellRaisers can bounce back with a 4 spy here, but if they don't, they've got to wait a couple more rounds until MIBR are bordering the victory.
A lot of MP9s in the mix this time around. coldzera, the only M4, is positioned back here towards a ramp, which looked like was about to be fed bodies. However, HellRaisers, they're a little hesitant, and I don't blame them. They'll give a little more time for Dead Fox to try and work this scout, attempting to find his headshot and crack open the A site, but nobody's thrown themselves forward as of yet. And coldzera's not going to peek to his left. He's just going to wait for them to walk into the elbow of the cat push, where they'll be fully exposed and ready for the taking.
Trying to do it silently, but there's a flash. Dead Fox holding as Fallen moves into position. The Molotov as well. Dead Fox goes ahead of it. Nice shot to start things off. There's more where that came from. coldzera being down, and he will find himself a second before eventually being finished off. This scout from Dead Fox might be able to lock down another kill. It tags Tarek, but he makes his way to the ramp. Bondik moves in for the CZ, and the flashbang does blind Bondik, but he still finds that frag, leaving just Stewie alone in the spawn. And with a 1v2 defined, he does damage, finishing it off jumping. With one more player left to find, Stewie is looking to try and find this clutch to pull MIBR to 13 rounds. He's tagged down low. They're both so tagged up. Bondic, 7 HP, and he does it. HellRaisers find that second round forced by after all and keep himself in this game.
Yeah, that's all Bondic. I mean, the scout certainly helped. That first headshot's what gets them outwards, but Bondic picks up 2 kills with the CZ75 and then clutches in the 1v1 on top of it. So good time for him to come to life. You know, if we're talking about Issa and if we're talking about Woxic, then you also have to find time to mention Bondic. He has had hard carries at times. He was one of those kind of international stand-ins. I mean, there was a time where Bondic was on Tai Lu. So he's a plug-and-play type of player, and that was a round that showcases his talents. Very well done off of the sidearm. Mixes things up, as MIBR could have sailed forward with an easy win. They're at least going to have to work a little harder for it, and they will have a double scout to try and cause upsets themselves.
Yeah, you can never count MIBR out of these rounds, even with the early damage done onto their 2 scout players. One at the back of the B site, the other sat up on shore. It's nice to see HellRaisers not, make any mistakes in terms of going in too fast. They play it slow like MIBR did in their first half. Especially against these pistols, you never know where MIBR can be set up. Stacks are so easy when you've got a limited buy because you can afford to give away a round if you do stack the wrong bomb site. The HellRaisers, no walking into stacks for now. They're just probing. The bomb's still in middle. They are undecided as to where they're going to commit. And with 2 players up short, there's still the option to take the safe site, but I wouldn't be surprised if they fake it out and Angel drop CT. Yeah, he's going to wrap into B, and they're going to actually go for a mid-to-B play with Angel behind enemy lines. Not for long. Tarek shuts him down, and that's a gun given over, but only a Mach 10 for him. Fur's going to move out through the door, and he does further damage to Issa. This is starting to get a little bit complicated, a little bit dangerous, but Bondic luckily will secure 2 kills through a smoke and a third. 2 rounds in a row this man's going on.
Yeah, good job by Bondic. Presence of mind to keep eyes on the CT box. Sure enough, we have MIBR trying to throw bodies above it, attempting to nip at the heels of the HellRaisers players running up into the B-bomb site. It was just a nice pinch and good support, but most notably made that much easier by Bondic's trio of frags. So it is MIBR yet again outgunned, and unfortunately for Fur, he'll be tagged early. 44 health is all he'll have to work with, not to mention it's USPs. This is as vanilla as your sex life.
Oh, you don't even know, baby. Tarek, he's getting hot and heavy, burnt out on the car. Ace is going to be able to open up, and HellRaisers, they're already up long. As you would expect, MIBR not really putting up too much of a defense here with the USPs, and oh dear, this is just a complete massacre. Everyone dead here for the CT side, just Coldzera left alive, and that was
So we are moving forward as expected with HellRaisers making the most of a gun advantage. But now we've got MIBR with enough funds to make things fun. We've got the AWP on Fallen. I'm always excited to see it. But it is Glass Cannon once more. He used this pretty well the last time he was Glass Cannon. We'll see if he can replicate it once more.
no cross shot. Look at these nades, or should I say lack of, for MIBR. Just seconds in, they're down to 1 smoke and 1 flash. Again, with no kit, no armor on Fallen. There's a very real chance HellRaisers could get themselves back into this game, and it all starts here in the first rifle round of the half. Baby steps.
I feel like Fallen is going to be set up to succeed if they walk up catwalk. AWP towards car can be very difficult to deal with, and however, if they throw in the long control, then it's going to be that much easier. But you can see Tarek supporting with eyes towards door. Nobody there for HellRaisers to contest this. So what's going to happen is that Fallen's going to be able to fully fixate on this catwalk up. If he gets flashed off, then they're definitely going to create some space for him to work. But as long as Tarek sees that doors is clear, there's going to come a point where both Tarek and Fallen can fixate on cat, and then maybe they turn it into a shooting gallery.
Flash is over short, the smoke allows them to cross, so Fallen is forced off the angle, going back towards long. MIBR already set up for a retake here, and it seems like this may be a good round for HellRaisers. DevFox has already found the man advantage, and the bomb going down on the site as well. Very open for Cat. HellRaisers are in a perfect spot. And to be honest, I'd be surprised if MIBR even gave this a go. They might be able to attempt 1 or 2 kills to see if they can get, some way back into this round. But if they're not gifted frags pretty quickly, they're going to realize that this round is too far gone. No kit after all, no nades, no chance.
Yeah, I'm quite shocked, actually, that HellRaisers are able to just so easily win this round. I mean, a great flashbang force has fallen off of the angle, but no footing whatsoever after that. coldzera is going to put down the law. Him and Stewie combined for 4 kills, and that's certainly going to dip into the coffers of cash for HellRaisers. What is Nuki up to?
Dead.
Dead, by the way. All right. I mean, so afraid of Stewie that psychological warfare costs him his life.
Well, explosive warfare.
Yeah, that's true.
12-8 for MIBR. This is starting to get a little bit better for HellRaisers. Baby steps after all, slowly but surely. This is going to be what you would assume to be another round for them as well. MIBR with an AWP, an M4, and a Dream. Could even see fallen by a bit of armor. He's got the money for it. It will limit him in the next round when it comes down to buying fully. And yeah, slight investments here and there. MIBR shouldn't be too fearful of putting in some cash. They have got that max loss bonus finally kicking in next round as HellRaisers have found a bit of a streak here in the second half, Connor.
Yeah, they're piecing some stuff together. It all comes off of the back of a second round force buy. Remember, that pistol could have easily transitioned MIBR into 14 rounds. But instead, their work set out for them. Tarek deleted by Issa, who has most notably continued his form from the first half. And that was something that had to move forward. But on top of it, we've got Bondic and Deadfox contributing with heavy frags as well. It is the 3 of them that look to get HellRaisers back into this matchup. It is not too far gone. It is never too late. And again, because MIBR are not yet on weapons, the job's not all too difficult. Not yet. Once we move forward with a few more rounds, they're going to have to also win versus the full-fledged buys of the Brazilians.
Slow down the pace for HellRaisers. Still looks like this B play, but Fallen has locked down the middleman and the top fragger, and HellRaisers instantly running for the hills. Nice reaction from MIBR, though. They've read this one well. They got the kill in mid. They rotated 3 players back towards A just in case. And although they're going to start to question it with dropping more players into the CT spawn, they've at least posted coldzera up here as a bit of a scout. He's going to be able to call for that help eventually once HellRaisers are spotted. And with 1 smoke for the CT spawn, MIBR aren't out of this one just yet. So HellRaisers 20 seconds left, starting to make their way up long. MIBR could upset this round.
Most certainly could. That smoke's going to have to be perfect to block off the eyes of Fur. Now he's going to throw a Molotov just around it. And yes, sure enough, he's got a gap to play off of. He needs to dodge the flashbangs, and they use those to get by. But Gold with 3 digs back to back to back.
Wow. You could see him panic there as a Molotov hit the site. He wanted to escape towards short, but instead just sat at the back of Goose and went, oh, well, maybe I can get one. Maybe I can delay this long enough. And he kills everyone. Oh, dear. A timeout call from HellRaisers, and I barely blame them. That was not a round MIBR should have won. And now, as a result, look at this buy, Connor. They've got win bonus after saving for an eco. And now they've got 2 AWPs.
Yeah. And you look at the other side, they're completely strapped for cash. So, damn. What a turnaround. And what a time for it to happen. That's the kind of things that can occur when you have coldzera on your team.
Christ. This is where it could all fall apart now for HellRaisers after that 1 round. Potential loss of confidence. Long play not going to be happening here for Bondic. He gets shot at with utility straight away. They do take quick cat, or at least Nuki does, pushed up the stairs. But for now, HellRaisers, they're putting the main focus on this B site. Again, the sneak out middle from Angel. He's going to be pushed. No smoke for the CT spawn. And actually 1 thrown out by Cole, but it is not going to matter because Angel's actually already opened up. Man advantage taken. HellRaisers can afford to slow down. They don't need to burst and bound off the back of that pick, but no one's watching their cross. It's just Stewie in the doors. No one up in the CT spawn or the A site. HellRaisers for now, though, they give up the tunnels, they fall back to Cat, and they look towards A.
Still hesitation sinks in from HellRaisers. They've got time to play still. 50 seconds on the clock, and the last smoke thrown out from MIBR. In fact, there's very little utility left for both of these teams. It's going to be gun duels, Hugo.
My favorite.
Oh, but Fallen doesn't have anybody else to help him on long, so sure enough, he is allocated entirely to this bomb site alone. Eventually, they start to cross his path, but he misses 2 shots. And because of that, they're going to get another plant. And last time we saw MIBR in this situation, they called it quits instantly.
Yeah, they're already a man down, but they have got the kits this time, so worth trying. Fallen going to miss another couple of shots, and this is just making matters almost impossible. Tarek peeks up from the CT spawn. Bondic spots him. Who's going to get the next kill? It will be Tarek, and oh, Tarek doubles it. Stewie even finds one on the cross, and now it's all falling apart here for HellRaisers. The time is in their hand, but the man advantage is not 3 for Tarek, retake for MIBR, and Connor. How do they win these rounds?
Yeah, that one I don't know. I mean, Fallen misses 4 AWP shots in a row as those players walk inwards, and it's not like the entirety of the job has to be done by him, but he's the only player put in a position to whittle down the numbers before the plant happens. So the reason there's a man advantage is because of Fallen's missed bullets. However, as you saw, in just a matter of seconds, blink and you miss it, the entire round can come turning on its head, because when you have Tarek, Stewie, Fur, and Cold Zera after Fallen, you know you have a roster with depth, you know you have the ability to just frag so easily, and that is the result of things. It is only pistols for HellRaisers. It's MIBR, most certainly about to secure OT, but in a position that just a couple rounds previous, we saw them walk away from. This time they force the issue, they push their luck, and look what happens, Hugo. They give us a bit of a highlight.
It's back to B for HellRaisers. Fur on the other side. Not going to be too much of a problem for him. It's just a bit of a shooting gallery. 4 kills as quick as you like it. Alzura even steals the ace. That'll be it. 15 rounds. MIBR gifted that one as HellRaisers were going for the eco. They've now got to pull a 7-round comeback to hit overtime and then win even more above that. Connor, this seems a little bit undoable.
Yeah, it could be a stretch of the imagination. But at least, if it's ever going to happen, Hugo, it's going to begin due to a gun round like this. We have HellRaisers properly equipped, other than lackluster ops, but Dead Fox has already cracked open along A. Fur, deleted. And while the lower tunnel players are trying to hold things back, it's going to be Fallen to connect the bullet. He is inside of the bomb site, and he's got himself a second. Make that a third. A fourth? Almost. But the bullet just goes a little wide. At least they've maintained and contained the entirety of HellRaisers towards long. The rest of the push is shut out, and this buys time for Fallen to reposition, where he can now possibly get himself a 4th, and maybe 5th kill.
It is going to be a fast cap play, though. They're not going to be like I assumed. This might be a bit of a surprise for MIBR, because no one's watching it right now. Stewie's sitting at the back of the site. Coldzera's in the spawn, and they're going to hear that, because he chucks out a Molotov. Ali goes over the site, smoke for Stewie. He's not going to be able to hit the shot, and that's given an opportunity, an opening here for HellRaisers. Coldzera, the only player with help for the side of MIBR. He's got to go big. He's got to find at least 1 kill here to make this a possibility, and that's the bomb and the follow-up kill from Bondic, keeping this round alive for HellRaisers in the 1v1. Fallen's got to find the 4K to win the game here for the Brazilian.
Bondic is an incredible clutcher. One of the strengths he brings to HellRaisers' lineup. He's already honed in on the cat like he knows Fallen's coming, and most certainly he is, but a single round will do it right between the eyes. Bondic denies MIBR match point. 15 up, still is close, but 6 more to go for HellRaisers. Just by the skin of their teeth, Hugo, they close that one. A little tip of the hat towards Bondic to make it happen, but at least it's another buy, although double op setups yet again. So MIBR have all the money in the world. This is their playground, at least for the next 6 rounds.
Well, Although it looks like HellRaisers want to burst this B bomb site. We've not seen this just yet so early on with rifles. Fur, on the other hand, he's ready and waiting. Already done damage. Nuki's going to swap to the first entry roll, and he does find the kill. Quick trade in, and Dead Fox is even going to... Sorry, Angel even going to find another frag in mid. Damage has been done to all 4 HellRaisers players, but the kills are there for the T side. Connor, you said just a couple of rounds ago, this is how the comebacks start with a rifle round, and now that's 2 in a row for HellRaisers, putting MIBR on eco.
Yeah, another spree of wins, so it seems. It's going to be a hold-off on MIBR's behalf. So 5 more rounds to go. This is the one that, well, they should take with the most amount of ease. But remember how this all started. Remember how the 15th was secured in the first place. It was 4 Deagles in play, I believe. And while coldzera is the only Deagle still up, it's a fast clash from HellRaisers that, you know, goes as it should. MIBR are good. They are fantastic individual players, but they shouldn't be so good as to win another round like this. You're allowed to slip up maybe once. Shame on you if it's twice. However, if you lose a map as well on top of it, Hugo, that's when we have real issues. HellRaisers looking to get past their woes, looking to survive the struggles. Seems like Dead Fox is honed in on Carr, a little susceptible to the Molotovs and Flames is coldzera. He's gone down to 57, but he still has an element of surprise.
Ooh, the molly didn't spread, so he can just pop up and get a free kill. Issa was not ready for that, but the follow-up molly will connect, as with the bullet of Dead Fox. Bondic doing further damage to take down Stewie, and Fur's all that remains on the top of the site, hidden with his pistol. They're about to work that out pretty swiftly, and this should be HellRaisers' round. Fur should find nothing more, and that is exactly the case. 11 to 15. 4 rounds away from a potential overtime. That would be a ridiculous comeback from this HellRaisers side. But we do have the buyback in for MIBR. Another opportunity to close out this game here and now.
Yeah, it's only going to take 1 round, though, where MIBR can kill both Bondic and Issa, and I feel as though it's just not going to be enough. I mean, unfortunately, the reality is Nuki and Angel are still not contributing in terms of kill count. So, if one of these ops that MIBR have consistently been buying manages to pick up those impactful players, then it could spell disaster. So, despite Fallen finding Bondic, Issa is able to get himself 2 towards long. Fallen now has to pick up this portion of the map, and he's got to do it entirely on his own. He's caught in no man's land. He's just running around, and nobody wants to overface him, so he can't even find kills if he wants them. Finally, Nuki presents himself, but he does so in a fashion that is not what MIBR would hope for. It is 4 versus 2, and they are moving bomb down long towards A, when suddenly, yet once more, remember back, this happened before, Fur and Stewie picking up kills out of nowhere.
And the damage has been done. 2 players extremely tagged up on HellRaisers. Fur's even wrapped into middle. He's going to get ahead of the curve into the B site, or at least into the tunnels, to lock off this split. Dead Fox and Issa are coming from the spawn, and Fur's about to go and check it. He's moving in very, very hot, and they are not ready for that. He even spots a second player after getting that initial kill, and Dead Fox is all that remains.
On 11 points of health, he finds Fur towards mid. He predicts the retreat, nails the shot on top of it, and leaves himself in a clutch versus Stewie. But here's what's happened. Dead Fox has completely sprinted towards the A site to the point that even though Stewie has a huge health advantage, he looks like he's going to have to defuse the bomb. And if Dead Fox finds cover or goes for the catwalk plant, then Stu might be in trouble. But Stewie's just going to sprint and then start to walk as he gets a little closer. Dead Fox off guard is down, and sure enough, it is MIBR to pick up their opening match here in Group D. 10-second defuse, not a problem, folks. It is the Brazilians to reign supreme.
And there we go. Those are all 4 of our opening best of ones to start off the day completed. It's pretty